mean, if you have an idea, if you want to write like a white paper, or it doesn't even need to be a white paper, seriously, like a half-page piece that you post on your blog can, if it's a really good idea, if it picks up on something that is relevant, it might be amplified to national news through some other channels, like some more prominent person might see it, or they might, it could be a chain. But I mean, if you have ideas, like if anyone has ideas, they should definitely put them out there, because it is something that we need to do.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's good. I mean, if everyone, spreads the word, even linking to good blog posts around the internet, I think works really well. I mean, just it gets the buzz going. But one thing with that life extension lecture, or Aubrey lecture I was down at in Madison, one thing he mentioned, I think that is a point I might as well share right now, that I hadn't really thought about a whole lot in the past. I heard it, but it really, I think, it brings home how extreme life extension would help society, and that is, in a typical advanced Western country, people spend more money on healthcare in the last year of their life than the entire rest of their life. So, say a person lives to be 80, they spend more on medical costs in that 79 to 80 year time frame than the prior 79 years. That's typical. That's the average. And someone at the lecture had said, asked Aubrey about the cost. What about this is going to be expensive. All these treatments and blah blah blah. And he said, you know what? If they work, it will obviously be a net benefit to society, because we avoid all these extreme end-of-life medical care costs. So that was one point I thought Aubrey brought up. I think that people could repeat more often if they get that question out in public, that it is a money-saving effort.
Totally.
Yeah. Now, and maybe you've been monitoring the chat here. Eric asked about a statement that you made about the funding of life extension research. Did you see that one?
No, I'm not with my desk.
Oh, okay. It's not the funding of life extension research projects that Immortalist should be focusing on. It should be projects that decrease the risk of existential risk. Now, aren't they kind of related, though?
What was that?
You made a statement recently.
Yeah.
It's not the funding of life extension research projects that Immortalist should be focusing on. It should be
Right.
projects that decrease the risk of existential risk.
Yeah.
Or the occurrence of existential risk. Okay. But they're kind of related. Funding life extension research projects do decrease existential risk, don't they?
No. I mean, existential risk can be translated to global catastrophic risk. So if
okay. I'm thinking of personal existential risk.
No, here's the problem with the term existential risk, like all this terminology. A better word is extinction risk.
Oh, okay, there you go. Because existential risk, I also include personal risk, which would be disease. Disease and heart disease, cancer, and stuff like that. Obviously, that's going to present a risk to your personal self. But you're talking in that statement, you're talking about extinction risk, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I really do believe that. I think that whether or not people accept radical life extension now, I think it's somewhat inevitable that in the long run, unless there's a really big backlash, which I don't see as probable, people just want to live longer. They're just a little uncomfortable with some of the notions of immortality, unfortunately, that have been passed around. But personally, I'm not sure if this applies to everyone at every age, but I just turned 24, so I'm fairly confident that within my lifetime, which is expected to be at least 60 more years, that I think longevity escape velocity will be reached. We'll have medical technologies by 2067, at least, if not a lot sooner, that will extend healthy life by 1 year per year, if not more. So I'm not terribly worried. I mean, every day does matter because so many people die of aging, but I'm not terribly worried that radical life extension won't come about in my lifetime. What I am more worried about is that some catastrophic incident, probably involving either synthetic life, nanotechnology, or AI, will wipe out everyone or many people, like in the billions, on this planet. And it has to do with what's called the dilemma of power, which is as our technology technology improves, our power increases, our power to do harm as well as good, but yet, since we're still human, our wisdom stays the same. We have all this technology, but we still have some of the same petty, tribal differences and that sort of thing that can cause us to unleash destructive forces that we couldn't have unleashed in the past because all we had were sticks and stones. So, I mean, sticks and stones, they break my bones, but nanotechnological self-assembly can do a lot worse.
I hear you there. Okay, I think I understand you here. So you're saying that, in your view, the risk of yourself or even millions of people dying by one of these extinction risks that exist with advancing technology is more important than pushing forward life extension research that could save people's lives today. So you're saying that on balance, even though 100,000 people die of aging every day, that the threat of millions dying from some catastrophic global event is more pressing. It's more near term. It's something that we should be thinking about more. That's what you're saying.
Yes, and just let me add two more qualifiers to that because it is it's a strong statement. One of the other qualifiers is if we happen to not live long enough to take advantage of radical life extension technologies, then there's always cryonics. And I agree that some people don't have any faith in cryonics, believe it won't work, but I think there's a lot of really good reasons why cryonics would work. And for instance, even people that are alive today at the age of 70, if they sign up for cryonics, they could still take advantage of future medical technology. That's one reason. And the second reason is, we wouldn't be saving lives today by working towards aging technology. We would be saving lives in the future because it could take 20 to 30 years, if not longer, for SENS or other similar technologies to play out. Another reason is that the entire human future, like for instance, if humans go on to colonize the entire galaxy or the universe, we're talking about like quintillions or septillions of beings living lives worth living, presumably. And if there is an existential, or if there's a catastrophic disaster that wipes out all life on this planet, then that entire future would be foregone. So if we focus all our attention on merely extending our lifespans through medical technology, only to be hit by a global disaster, then all of our work would have been for naught. So I don't think that people should put no effort towards developing life extension therapy. I think they're very important and more important than most other humanitarian causes, but I think that a lot of more focus needs to be put on catastrophic disasters than has been to this date.
Oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. You don't think enough people are thinking about the catastrophic events